Coach Trevor on mushrooms. Coach Trevor is known as a bodybuilding coach, not a psychedelic explorer, but he took mushrooms last night and he wants to tell us about his experience. Now, the mushrooms that he took are extremely potent. They were grown in a laboratory and they're more potent than other mushrooms he's experimented with before. So he took what he thought was a microdose of normal mushrooms and he ended up having a full-blown psychedelic experience. What did you experience, Trevor? And how much did you take?
Well, I've been doing drugs and psychedelics since before you put a needle in your ass. So that's before a bodybuilding coach. But no, I didn't take it to get high. But the mushrooms, I took a microdose of them. They help open up your brain a little bit. Psilocybin and the mycelium. There's different things you can get out of mushrooms. But that being said, I took the smallest amount. I mean, it's like a pinch. I'm talking a pinch. You'd have to go in there with tweezers to take less than I took and put it under my tongue. And then I started opening up and I was able to think much clearer. And it was funny because we were doing videos on something for the inner circle and I was just going. I didn't have to look back into, wait, what was this receptor? What was this enzyme? It was just...
So it made you more effective at work, more effective at accessing information in your brain? I mean, most people would think that something like mushrooms would put you out of reality and you wouldn't be able to function, but you actually functioned at a higher level?
Much higher. They microdose LSD over in Silicon Valley with Google and all those guys down there. They're all microdosing LSD for over a decade. They're doing the DMT stuff down there too to improve performance. I mean, it opens channels in your brain. There's homeostasis I always talk about. There's things that when one's high, the other's low. So there's ways to go about, combining them both. But for performance, for mental performance, I didn't take it for this reason. I didn't even plan on doing videos. And it just happened to work out. So I kept doing the videos. And then when it really started kind of kicking in, I started getting real tired. So I was like, I'm going to go lay down and go to sleep. It was perfect time to sleep. Well, every 30 minutes for the rest of the night, it was like I was in a dream state and I couldn't sleep. It was more of a DMT high. It was very crazy. So I was talking to people that I know close to my life that were telling me things and connecting dots that I've never been able to connect. So life problems that I have, lots of issues I've had or things that really bother me were coming up and presenting themselves. But then also in a way telling me, well, this is why. This is why you feel this way. This is why this has happened because you chose this path, whatever it was. So it really turned out to be like a religious experience. But the way it was communicating, kind of like DMT, was you're talking to someone that knows things that you don't know that's helping you solve riddles in your life. But technically it's you or it's nature, whatever is telling you this, but it was presenting itself through people I know in my life, and it was connecting so many dots I could not put together. And it's some things that you have to you have to write down.
Trevor, you too big for a chair. You pay double. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's scary. Okay.
So, yep, that's what you get in little Southeast China, fucking Asia. But that was pretty much the trip for me.
All right, so usually the half-life and active life of these, for me, is about 3 hours, and then it really comes down after that. So how long did this last for you? Obviously, the higher the dose you take, the longer it's going to be in your system because of the half-life concept.
It was like 5, 6. It was actually closer to 6 hours before it's fully gone. 5 to 6 hours. I was more stoned than a biblical horror for about 5 of those hours for sure.
Wow. Would you do it again? Was it a positive experience, beneficial to your life?
Yeah, you just got to be ready for it. So I was not expecting it, which actually might have been better, the fact that I didn't think I would be feeling any of that. So when it was happening, I didn't really realize it was the shrooms at first. And then after I realized it, I could kind of calm down a little bit. So it's kind of to each his own. It's better to not be aware, and sometimes it's better to be aware. So if you did have something bad, you could realize it. That'd be my 2 cents.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your experience, Coach Trevor. Be swole and swole, friends of freedom, pioneers of human evolution.